Hi, welcome to my channel, God's Anointed Child. I'm Latoya. So today I want to read from the book of Judges. So I'm just going to pick little text from the story because I know the story. So I'm just going to read a little bit. I'm reading from the NIV. So I'm going to read like from verse 5 and onwards to verse 7. So it's a story about Gideon, how the angel of the Lord approached him and, tell him to get an army, and he got at least 32,000. And then the Lord tell him to talk to them. So asked them, and there was some that was very afraid, they were very fearful, so they end up went back home, and the portion that went home was like 22,000. Yeah, I'm just taking it off my head, but anyway, 22,000. So he left with just 10,000. So in the end, the Lord, that's where I'm gonna carry on now. So that's verse 5. And he says, so Gideon took the man down to the water where the Lord told him, separate those who lap the water with their tongue as a dog lap from those who kneel down and drink. 300 of the men from cupped hand lapping like dog, all the rest got down on their knees to drink. The Lord said to Gideon, with the 300 men that lap, I will save you and give you the Midianites into your hands. Let all the others go home. So, as female, we all had this fairy tale lifestyle that, men are here to provide and men are here to protect. But you see, God show a big illustration where a lot of men are very fearful. I know it's about war, but we're living in a day where it is tough, and we always on the battlefield. You war every day, physically, spiritually, and you have to understand, majority of men are falling away. They don't want to be man, they opt out. And you can see, as much as the way they drink the water, God did not say, oh, they drink the water because they are weak, and there was no illustration about that. But I'm just thinking like fearful and all these things, when we know men supposed to be more mature and more strong and ready for war and ready to protect their land or whatever it is. So for God to like say, you know what, let me use 300, as much as God want to show himself off as well, to let them know that all these men did not conquer because in their own strength, because that was one of the reasons as well. God want to say, I deliver you, but it also showed that it came with a shout. When they blow the trumpet, the 300 man, the army, the Midianite army, they literally, and the other army were fighting against each other, like confusion was in their midst. And it shows you today that when you trust God, he will fight your battles. He will confuse your enemy. That's why he said they will be confounded and confused. So most of the time why our enemy feel like they're winning is because of fear. And a lot of us, we very fearful. And we have to take that fear from our heart and our mind and trust God that he will protect us no matter what the consequence is. And there's a thing like, now that you see men don't want to stand up to be fathers, to protect them sons, for their son to be like real men in society, they opt out and leave it to females, where we cannot teach a man or a boy child how to be a man. And no matter if you say we can put them in different classes for them to learn how to be a man, it's like they still need that support system where it is in the house. But you can see nowadays, where I'm deviating, but I'm just showing you like the lifestyle that we have, where men leave their family, leave their kids, have 6 and 7, they don't know their kids' birthday, they don't know anything about their children, they just have them. And then they have this thing that, oh, God said to multiply and fill the earth. But if God said that, at the end of the day, he said it to a husband and a wife for them to do it. So if you want to follow God's precept and principle, it's meant to be with one person. He wasn't telling them to do it with many other different people. You see what I mean? So a lot of people will take the Bible out of context just to please themselves, but we just need men to stop being fearful and get back into being men. And as I'm saying this about the war and how God will fight for you, you see these men, they're so weak. So they just get a podcast and they will speak ill about female. They try so hard to destroy their female, like the woman that they're supposed to protect. They're here. And I am telling you, I have like this knowledge where God has given me, and I used to say to God, this is so bad, because I remember I used to listen to men when I was much younger, and I used to say how they dress and they have a good job. It's probably 6 figure, but their brain some like something literally like they sell their brain to somebody because they reason like a child. And I could not understand grown men, 60-year-old man will reason like a child. And then I will see that same grown man sleeping with a 15 and a 16-year-old and even making pass at me when I was that young. And when they talk, most of them don't even have friends. So when they talk, they reason like a child, and a child can relate to them like me. But now that you see big women like in their 40s and myself, we cannot sit down and talk to grown men because first and foremost, they don't have God. They don't like attach to that source where God can give them dream and vision like how he did to Gideon. They don't have that connection. Most of them, they just want quick life and quick thing. They don't want to go through the process, and they don't want to answer to nobody. Worse, a man that they cannot see, which is God. They don't want to answer to God in no form. I'm not saying all men. I'm just saying majority of society, because I thought that it used to be only the black race that is crying that we have fatherless children, but by the looks of it, every race is crying right now. It's just that they expose black people more than the white. So I'm just saying, you know, our thing is always on the out, and everything else is suppressed because they want to degrade our people. So at the end of the day, I'm saying that the men, they don't make it easier for the, you know, the people to speak ill about the black woman, and you know how they call us baby mamas and all these things. And just now the same man will say, oh, I don't want a baby mama, when it's his fellow men that put you in that way. So the intelligent is like God. I don't know, like the enemy just go to God and just say, you know what, I will destroy your people if you give me permission. I will just snatch their brain, the brain of the men. And now the same men, because they cannot, stand up to be men, they will call you, the female, that you are masculine, because you're taking the role of, you know, speaking and the truth, because these men don't want to live in truth. They want to live in lie and deception. So when a female is speaking truth, they hate that. They hate truth. There's this lady that I have like contact with, and big woman, she reason like a child. But then there's some young girls that I have contact with, and there was one that, you know, she's naive and man can just use her anyhow. And then there's, sorry, my eyes is burning. And then there's other that, you know, she's about 16 and she reason like a big woman. And I said to her, you're gonna have trouble finding a man because you reason like, you know, you have like sense at this age. And she has trouble because men nowadays, they want fool. They want people that believe in fairy tale and people that don't love themselves. Men want that so they can control you, so they can do all kind of thing, and it's all because they're fearful and all because they're weak. And I don't know, we have to just pray for them, because there's a big falling away, and we want the men to come back to God, to be connected like Gideon, to hear from God, to follow instruction. And these men, they're following the world, they're following the things of this world. They're not connected to the source, they're not connected to God, and they don't want to follow the word of God. And it's just in the Bible for angels to come to you. Majority of females are giving testimony how the Lord give them this dream, give them this vision. Half men, they don't even know how to dream or how to have vision, because they're so busy chasing the next thrill, so busy looking for the next female, how to kill and who to turn into a baby mama. And you know, it is so sad. And you won't get men come on my program and comment. They will like, but they won't comment, because deep down in their heart, they know that they're not living in honesty, they're not living in truth, and they will want you, the woman, to forgive them for 13 times or 20 times of cheating. But you yourself can't even cheat one, or even have the idea that you want to cheat. They would do you all kind of things. They will desecrate your name. I'm telling you, they will destroy you. They just want to control you while they're out there doing all kind of thing. And then it come down where you have, no, they say you're masculine, but you have to be their carer at the end of the day. So I don't know, we only can pray for these men to come back to God. That's my prayer for men out there to listen to God. He's calling you guys, he's calling you. Get off these things. Stop being fearful and wicked, running from your responsibilities. You know, just make God, let him can use you for his glory, use you to save a nation, use you to even as an example to show his power through you. Because at the end of the day, Gideon didn't even have to fight. You understand? The enemy fight themselves. But at the end of the day, God was just showing himself, and God want to show up, but God like to show up in men. Not saying he doesn't with women, but at the end of the day, that was what it was predestined for man to go out and war, because we're in a sinful world. You know, we didn't choose to go, our ancestors chose this life for us, but we are here now. And instead of degrading and pulling down your fellow women, speak good about them. Stand up for your responsibility and stop watching your woman suffer. Stop watching your wife suffer. Even in marriage, the wife is suffering and the husband is out there giving the money to young little children because, like I said, he can't reason with his wife because his wife have so much responsibility. She's so drained. Her mind, she's praying, asking God to change this man while this man is not even praying. Because they don't want a relationship with God, because having a relationship with God is going to expose you. Having a relationship with God is going to show you who you are. It's going to show you the filth and all the things that you're doing and you don't want correction. So this is what we have to do. We have to pray for them. I know it's hard because they always fall on women to pray, but if you don't pray, they're the one coming after your young daughters. If you don't pray, they're the one coming after your young son. If you don't pray, they're the one that unaliving you, graping you and all kind of things. So we have to pray. We can't be selfish female. We have to pray. Whether he's our husband, they are our friends, our brother, we are raising sons. At the end of the day, these are what they're going to go out and see. Corrupt men, old men that don't know their age, don't know their self anymore. So continue to praise, continue to lift them up. And you know, don't speak down on them. They're deceived because they open doors. They open doors to the enemy, and when the enemy have just a little inch, they give him. He will come in and take a whole acre, yard, miles, anything. He wants more. He just come to control. He comes to take over. That's what the enemy is about. He just come to destroy you. Sorry, I'm looking away. It's like people are passing, and I just don't want anyone to interrupt my video. So, you know, we just have to continue, you know, lift Jesus high, get into the word. I always say get into the word. I might not have illustrated in the best way, but this is the only way like I myself know. So if you guys have like Bible scholar, you know, you can put your input in the comment section and, you know, we can take it from there. But at the same time, men, comment, and, you know, if you're having trouble being a good father because you weren't a good father, you didn't have a good father in your life or a father figure, you can pray and ask God for intervention, ask God to teach you, because at the end of the day, he's our counselor, he's our teacher, he's our healer and our deliverer. He is a God that can change your mindset. And I'm telling you, because I was very low at one point, and now for many years I am single, because when a man opened their mouth, I'm like, what is this? Is this even a man? You know, I'm not putting anyone down, but I'm just saying, if you can't, a woman is opting out now. More woman is listening to other women, getting the knowledge and listening to saying, why are you having a man that worse, he doesn't even have friends. Some men don't have friends because they're so weak they can't make friends. And they not only they can't make friends, now they want their wife to be their best friend. Fair enough, but the wife cannot take your trauma, take everything, and then deal with the kids and deal with society, deal with life while you're there crying and bleeding. Come on, bandage up your wound. Seek help. Seek counseling. And seek Jesus Christ. He is the only way, the only God, the only wise God, the only one that can save, the only God that can deliver you. The only God that will call you out of your weakness, your fear, anything that is driving you to say, you know what, today I don't want to be a man anymore. I want to be something else. I don't even want to go there. But I'm just saying, just trust God. That's all I can say. It's not funny, but I just see men falling away, and I have son, and I don't want that for them. And I don't want those set of people come and drag them into the pit of hell, because that's where it is. It's a pit. And 32,000 men and 22,000 went home, leave 10. Come on, man, do better. I know this is the past, but Jesus is the same me yesterday, today, and forevermore. And if God call an army now, just imagine, probably you end up with 5. God, they have 300 real real men that can fight, not discriminating women and putting women just to feel big. Ugh. That's not what make you a man. And going out and have a house and where everything is all in loan. It's loan. You own nothing. You own nothing. You own nothing. So at the end of the day, and if you do, you know sometimes it's ill getting. So why you bragging when you know the truth at night when you sleep? So like I said, get back to the source. Pick up your Bible. Yeah, it's my little Bible. Pick it up and read. Read some scripture. You know, apply it to your soul. And, you know, let the God do some heart surgery and draw you and teach you how to be a real man. Man that will cup water. God, sorry. I think I'm taking the mix. Sorry. God, forgive me for I'm sinning. I will end this video now. Thank you guys.